AskReddit by OK Canary 2760. What's something that you regret the most in your life? Being in a relationship from 23 to 30. I don't regret the relationship, but I do regret the time spent and missed opportunities for it to just fizzle out. Should have ripped the band-aid off a few years earlier tbh. To clarify, while missed opportunities may potentially have included other people, I more mean not moving to a city or somewhere for better work opportunities while younger. Set myself back a bit. That can relate. 1929 in my case. Putting other people before my own self gives nothing but frustration and anguish. I did this for a while, especially with an ex-partner. Wasn't worth it. Being scared of judgment, therefore holding back on doing things I love as I watch others around me do what they love. Judgment was the biggest fear for me too. Having amazing kids with the wrong person. I hear you, I can't get on with my daughter's mother. But you got those amazing kids. Who's to say what would have happened if you were with the right person? Not necessarily amazing kids. Being manipulated by someone over years just because I love them, even being disrespected by them, still staying up but well enough to be there. It was past. Yes. Listening to others' opinions and caring for others' feelings instead of mine. Investing time and effort taking care of a mentally ill, abusive parent after a healthcare crisis. It was seriously destructive to my life and did not ultimately change the outcome for them. Sometimes, the most caring thing you can do is nothing. I'm sorry that you endured that struggle. But the familial bond is real. Being good-natured and taken advantage of sucks, but to me, it means that you're probably internally a good person. Emotional predators are real and prey on those who are genuinely kind. Not letting my grandpa buy lesbian porn at that truck stop last year. You monster. Not knowing I could ask for help. I did eventually, and life is good. I love actually helping people and think nothing of it, but I feel burdensome if I ask for help advice. I'm sure it's a weird part of my internal psychology, but it's a real thing. For some reason, people like us are built to give and feel guilty if we receive assistance, even when it's necessary. Going to college instead of learning a trade. Not all it's cracked up to be, pal. Depending on the job, I was often waking up at 4 AM to be on site for 6 AM. You lose a ton of agency over your life due to how much time you lose to commuting and exhaustion if you do any OT. Well over half of the guys I meet, myself included, are heavy users of various poisons. Your foreman cares as much about your mental health as he does spending time with his wife. The only ones I see truly enjoying the job are usually family members who don't get half as much attention as any outside hire. My 0.02c. Having an argument with my dad before he committed suicide. I'm sorry to hear that. Not being hospitable to a woman that I loved very much who would later take her life. Her sister told me that she had never really felt like she had a home, and it may have contributed to her depression. Something you would not know she experienced whatsoever from how happy she seemed all the time. I wish that I did let her stay with me for the few days she had requested. I wish I could have given her a place that did feel like home. She was extraordinarily beautiful, and was very interested in me. But I had been slowly getting over a previous relationship and was having a hard time showing affection toward her when she was alive. I finally stopped feeling so numb and was ready to date again when I got a text from her sister that she had taken her life. Now, I try to be as hospitable as I can for my friends and family. Can't imagine what this must have felt like. Granny shifting and not double clutching like I should. Almost had me. Hate that I don't stick up for myself. In trying to avoid making mistakes, I ended up doing nothing at all, which still resulted in failure. But at least if I made mistakes, I could have learned from them and progressed. We always fight the last war, if it makes you feel better and more lighthearted. King Louis V died because he wanted to avoid being King Charles I. His nephew, King Louis Philip, was overthrown for avoiding being Louis V. Caring about people that weren't worth my time. This one is huge. Dating a narcissist but you don't know until it's over, so oh well. The day my mom died, I drove by her house in the morning, intending to spend some time with her, but I saw that the hospice people were there, and I figured they were doing paperwork or something, as she had just started with them, so I went to work instead of going to her house. That was around 10 AM, and she died at 4 PM that day while I was at work. I'll always regret not going to see her on her last day. Can't imagine what this must have felt like. Getting married at 20. Doing drugs. I have been clean for 8 years, pretty proud of myself. I was so close to buy bitcoins in 2012, but gave up because I didn't know how it works with wallets and stuff. I had several bitcoins through early mining apps programs, but neglected to collect as often as I should have, and didn't transfer to a digital wallet, and I lost all of it. Smoking cigarettes. Marrying the wrong person. Spending so much time worrying over how people perceive me. Lol, same. I didn't put myself first sometimes.